Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Roll with Matt, and thanks for being here. Also, give me a little grace with my voice today. I'm coming off allergies, and I definitely don't sound my best. But I didn't want to wait until everything felt perfect to show up again. I've been thinking a lot lately about how easy it is to go quiet when life starts to feel heavy. Not because you have nothing to say, but because sometimes putting words to what you're carrying makes it feel even more real. And honestly, that's part of why I wanted to do this episode. I didn't come back to talk because I suddenly found some polished answer. I came back because I've been sitting in a place of pressure, uncertainty, and a lot of internal wrestling. There's been this deep desire in me to keep building a life that has stability in it, purpose in it, and a way forward that makes sense for where I am now. That's a huge reason I'm back in school. I want to be able to contribute. I want to be able to provide. I want to be wise about the future instead of just reacting to it. And when that desire runs into the reality of living with a progressive disability, it can bring up a lot. It can bring up fear. It can bring up frustration. It can bring up questions you don't always say out loud. What will life look like later on? How do I prepare for what I cannot predict? How do I carry responsibility without being crushed by it? Those are real questions for me, and I think sometimes people only see disability from a distance. They see the visible part, they see the obvious part, but what they may not recognize is the mental load that can come with it, the constant recalculating, the quiet grief, the need to adapt again and again, and the effort it takes to hold on to peace when so much feels uncertain. That uncertainty has a way of pressing on every part of you, not just your body, but your thoughts, your confidence, your plans, even your sense of identity if you're not careful. So for me, this season has been less about pretending I'm unfazed and more about learning how to bring all of that before God honestly. Not cleaned up, not edited, not with a neat ending, just honestly. There have been many moments where I've had to come to God and say, "This is too heavy for me right now." Moments where I've had to hand over the fears I keep replaying, the worries about provision, the discouragement, the questions, and the pain that comes from not knowing what is ahead. And I think surrender can sound simple when you say it quickly, but in real life, surrender is not passive. It is deeply personal. It is choosing over and over to release what is tightening in your chest and place it into the hands of God. It is trusting Him with what you cannot fix, cannot speed up, and cannot fully understand. That has been a big part of this journey for me. Not arriving, not mastering it, but returning to Him. Because faith, at least in my life, has not meant the absence of struggle. It has meant having somewhere to take it. It has meant remembering that my life is not held together by my own strength alone. It has meant knowing that when my mind runs ahead of me, when fear gets loud, when the future feels too big, God is still steady. And I need that. I need that reminder that my value is not reduced by difficulty. I need that reminder that limitation does not erase calling. I need that reminder that a changed life is not the same thing as a meaningless one. Because I think there are a lot of people carrying realities they did not choose. And whether that is disability, loss, disappointment, financial pressure, emotional exhaustion, or some private battle nobody else sees, the temptation is often the same: withdraw, minimize it, or feel ashamed that it is hard. But I don't think honesty is weakness. I think honesty is often where healing begins. I think honesty is where connection begins. And sometimes honesty is the first step toward courage. So I want this space to hold that kind of honesty. Not a performance, not forced inspiration, not acting like every day feels brave. I want it to be a place where we can name what hurts, talk about what is changing, wrestle with what is difficult, and still make room for faith in the middle of it. Because that to me is real life. And I also want to say this clearly: having a disability does not make someone less profound, less capable of impact, or less able to shape the world around them. A life may look different than expected and still be full of depth, usefulness, beauty, intelligence, compassion, and purpose. Sometimes the world is too quick to measure people by output, speed, appearance, or ease. But God does not look at us with that kind of shallow measurement. And I'm grateful for that, because it means my worth is not up for debate every time life gets harder. So this chapter of my life is teaching me to keep showing up with open hands. To work hard, yes. To plan, yes. To be responsible, yes. But also to release the things that do not belong in my hands forever. To let God carry what I cannot. That doesn't remove every hard thought. It doesn't mean I never feel discouraged. It doesn't mean the future suddenly becomes clear, but it does change how I walk through it. It reminds me that I am not alone inside of it. And maybe that's what I most wanted to say today. Not that I have reached some perfect place, but that I am learning to keep moving without pretending, to keep believing while still being honest, to keep bringing my burdens to God, even when I have to do it again tomorrow. So that's why I'm here. That's why I wanted to post this. And that's why I didn't want to let a rough voice or an imperfect moment stop me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for making room for this kind of conversation. And thanks for being here with me in it. Please like this video, comment something you want me to talk about, and if possible, share this video. Thank you.